we want to be able to get, some feedback from some of the men in the audience as it relates to the positive blackmail visibility. What made you feel that, a problem is, now you're only going to have 3 minutes. We got a little bell. Bring that bell again. We're very organized here because we want to be able to give some people an opportunity for discussion on our visibility. Because let me tell you what, that if this was not the year that we begin to stand up on collective and individual outreach, engagement, involvement, what we're going to see is a greater decline here in our community. That's very important. 3 weeks ago, Brother Ramiz, we took about 30 brothers to the Amistad School.
Yes, sir.
We asked everybody purposely to dress up in suits.
Yes, sir.
Those brothers that was with us, just stand up here in the room if you were with us. These are some of them, but there was 30 of us purposely, like I said again, had dressed up in suits. The reason, we dressed up so we wanted to have a unified look. But when we walked through that school, and those young people seen us, I mean, you should have seen their eyes. We had cooks that were in the kitchen, brothers that were working in the kitchen, that came out and actually was following us down the hallway. They were just so happy to see us. To see us. A father don't have to have money when he's on his way to his girl's home or his wife's home. He don't have to have money in his pocket. Guess what? When that kid see you approaching that door, he automatically lights up. Yeah. Automatically lights up. There's a statement that a man, what we were talking about, that a woman can be in a household all day long with a baseball bat in her hand, threatening her child. All day long. If you do it again on such and such a thing. If you do it again on such a thing. And she says, wait till your father get home. Now he may still act up, but guess what? Here, talk to your father. Well, what's the problem? Get it together. That power of just that male voice, that's a God-given spiritual gift within the being of the man.
Yeah.
The man is an order setter. He sets things in motion.
Yes, sir.
What is it about that child that heard that man's voice as opposed to that one with that baseball bat that meant more to him, just hearing the word? Let's ask the question. Anyone that has a question, we're going to bring it to, if you have a question to the panel, we're going to open up to the panel. If you have a statement, please, let's keep a focus so that we don't be all over the place because we want to get the most we can out.
I have a question for the panel.
To the panel.
Given constitutes positive, strong, visible leadership as the difference and distinguished from visible, ignorant, negative, downtrodden, because brother said earlier, there are a lot of brothers visible. So I'd like for you to respond to and help us distinguish what kind of leadership, what kind of visibility are we really talking about?
First, be constructive and positive. Be interested in your kids. Interested in doing something positive, words and deeds. V-I-S-I, be involved. Be involved in your kids in home. If your kid come home and he has a report card or a progress report, make light of that. Make something, make that's exciting. Let them know that that's very important. Be brave. Show some braveness about making decisions in the home. Love. Show loving. And be excited. Or also eat exception, or exception will take place. Exception for all of us. But let them know that just because something fall down, there's an opportunity to resolve the conflict without leading to violence.
Protect, promote. Providing, I mean, we talked about employment of black men. I think once we have, all of us have skills and we train each other, we have jobs. We can set up jobs for each other. We can create businesses for each other. That's the providing piece. That was and also the promotion. Promote our children to do better. Promote our neighborhood to do better. Promote each other. And protect. Of course, we need to protect our neighborhoods from each other and from so-called enemies. So provide, protect, and promote.
But how important, or can we say it's a real reality that if a black child or if our children don't see us praying in the home or putting God first, I mean, in spite of what, whether you're part of a mosque, whether you're part of a church, doesn't matter. That's the second question. But the first question is how important it is, or do you think that that would start the change of events in the home if our children see the men pressing in and really submitting themselves to God? Number two is that how important is it that the children see the clergy or the churches and even the mosque or the synagogues of religious leaders visibly coming together? Is that important? Do you think that that is the number one thing that is important right now? Because we say that God is the head of everything, but I hear and I understand the reality of us having to deal with the economic aspect of it. But my question is that is it very right now very important, or the number one thing that's important, that we put God first and the children of our home see us praying, going to church? Because I know my father did that. I mean, even though he may not have been consistent, but I got the beginning of it and I grabbed the hold of it. So is that something that we can say right now is the number one thing? And number two, is it important, or do you think that it's a reality that they really need to see the mosque, Islam, Christianity, or different religious organizations, pastors, ministers, be able to collectively come together and work together in the community?
Mr. Lewis, what he just said, and this is very important, because one of the things that he said about the fact is about standing up and being a leader, and as a Christian or whatever religion that we do, how important that is being visible as a parent and as a father. Yes, that is crucial. And one of the things, and I think that Minister Morris would just be allude to, that I was walking in Marcus Garvey Park down in New York, up in Harlem. And my father was a man that prayed morning, night, before he went to bed. He had that structure in our community. Yes, sir. And one of the things is, I'm walking in the park, but I'm looking, I'm confused, I don't know jack, I don't know where I'm going, I don't know what's happening with my life. And it was hurting, because being a man and you don't know where you're going, it hurts. It hurts. I ain't never experienced pain in my entire life as I experienced that day. And I'm leaning up against the wall, and as I'm leaning up against the wall in the park, confused, tears in my eyes, I don't have a clue. And what happened, I heard a voice on the inside and said that what happened is, I'm saying, if my father was here, if my father hadn't died, if my father would have been with me, I would have understand, I would know, because he would tell me. I heard an audible voice on the inside of me and said, you look into your father, didn't you see in your father on his face? Yeah. I'm saying, what? He said, your father was praying to me. And now you're in the park here crying about your father. If he would have been here, seek the God your father was looking for. Blew my mind, but it set me on a pattern in life. And that was over 30 years ago. And what happened is, I have never got off my face from that day. Never got off my face. And I pray every day from that time on in Central Park, 5 o'clock in the morning. Do you scared of somebody busting your head, man, I wasn't thinking about nobody busting me across my head, because I had the word came down from heaven, saying, for man will fall on his face. And that's from that day.
Yes, sir.
From that day.
Yes,
man, let me tell you something. I dropped my earthly father. I dropped him, because sometimes we hold our daddy in a position that he's supposed to be this or that. Man, listen. Your dad was in a place to be able to shift you and show you where you're supposed to be going.
Yes, sir.
And that's what happened to me in my life. And from that point on, God directed my path. God showed me and said, listen, all you do is you seek me. Seek me. And when you seek me, then what happened is, and now I'm teaching my son the same thing. Boy, you can look at me if you want to, but I'm structuring you to where you're supposed to be going. But somewhere along the line, I'm going to fall off the page. And once I fall off the page, you can't sit up here with a dream about me. You better seek the man who got everything.
Amen.
And look and be able to find it, because he's in here. So I want to encourage you. I believe that if we would just drop everything and begin to start locking into the things of God and locking into things, I don't care how you get it. Whether it be Islam, whether it be through Christ, however you get it, but you better be a good one of whatever you are. You better be good at it. And being able to seek, because there's sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
Sacrifice. This ain't about chances. This is about sacrifice. Everything we do, what we're doing right now to getting things in place, we done mess up, and now we got to put it back together again. We done watch everything that went down, and I was telling this brother a few minutes ago, and I'm going to sit down. We sit and watch 20 years of our thing, see stuff happen.
Come on.
We were so caught up with us and what we doing and trying to make money. And left it unattended. And left it unattended. And saw our children doing what they did. I was a part of the whole thing. I was right there too. I was looking at it. Posse here, posse there, and a posse there. And looked right at it. And still closed my eyes and went to sleep. But listen, we're in the midst of something that we have to restore back into us. And I'm telling you, this is the greatest, one of the greatest movements that we can do. What we're doing right here is setting order back into the place, back in our street, about what we're doing today. So I love you guys.